Good morning. As you can see, I'm here at home. By the time you are watching this, I'm on my way to Corpus to go see the dentist. But hopefully this works. We are going to start on lesson 7 today in the workbook. But before we get started, I have my co-host here with me. Say hi, Chloe. Okay. All right. So we are going to start on lesson 7 today. I am going to start sharing my screen. While I am doing that, this is your time to go and get your Learn workbook. You don't have to go open it yet. Just go right now, go get your Learn workbook. And as you're doing that, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So go do that right now. Hopefully this works. Okay. One thing you can do is you can, whenever you want to pause my video, you can pause my video in case I'm going too fast for you. You have that option today to pause. So if you feel like I'm going too fast, especially in my morning group, if it's AI time, you're going to have to stop what you're doing, do your AI time. And my afternoon group, you're going to have to stop for lunch and for PE. But everyone's going to do this at their own pace. So some of you may finish faster than others, and that's okay. I do have more work for you to do once you're done. Don't think you have free time today because you don't. I do have a couple of things that I'm going to have you do with the sub. Please be on your best behavior because you know if I did get a bad report, you are going to lose a pedal, and you don't want to lose a pedal. All right, I want to go ahead and get started on this. As you are working, I am going to be using a timer here at the house. I also have the timer for when we start doing our problem set. And today's exit ticket does not have a timer. I just want you to finish it all. Once you're done, tear it out. Make sure to put your name on it and give it to the sub, and the sub will give it to me the next day. I do plan on being there on Friday. Sorry, my bad. On Thursday. I plan on being there on Thursday, but just remember, if they do the surgery on my tooth, it's going to be hard for me to talk. So maybe I should do another video and just sit back and have you guys watch me on there. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. This is taking up a lot of time. Okay, so we are moving on to topic C, input and output tables. We talked about that yesterday in class. We're going to also be talking about numerical expression and numbers and patterns. Today's objective is I can use input-output tables and numerical expressions to represent number patterns and the relationship between the position of a number in a pattern and the value of that number. Okay, we're moving first to fluency. Comparing fractions. We are doing fractions now. We're going to be comparing them. So let's look at this. 1/2. 1/3 is 1/2 greater than, less than, or equal to. So we drew our line, or kind of like a long box. We cut it in half. Then the next box, we cut it into thirds. 1, 2, 3. So if we shade in 1/2, we shade in 1/3. If you look and see, there's more in the half. There's less in the third. So 1/2 is greater than 1/3. And don't ever get confused. When you see a bigger number, you're going to think, oh, it's bigger, it's going to be higher. No. When it comes to fractions, the bigger the number at the bottom, the smaller the pieces are. Think of a cake. The cake is the same size. If you have more people show up, we have to cut it into more pieces. So always think of that as a cake. So here we had 2 people show up. You get 1/2, the other person gets another half. Here, 3 people showed up. So this is your piece, somebody else. See how it's getting smaller. And that's how it's going to work for fractions. The bigger the denominator is at the bottom, the smaller the pieces are. So knowing that, let's look at this one. We have 1/3, 1, 2, 3. We shade in all of this, just 1. And then we have 1/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to shade 1. So just looking at this 1/3, 1/6, which one is greater? The 1/3. The 1/3 is greater than the 1/6. Again, think of it again. Now you had 6 people showed up to the party. Now we have to cut the cake into 6 slices. So this one is greater. You'll get more pieces if you have 3 people at the party than 6 people. Okay, here's the next one. Now we have a change at the top of the numerator. We got a 1 here, we got a 2 here. So 1/3, I'm shading one of these. But here I'm shading 2. 1, 2. Do you see something going on here if I shade? I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something right now. I think I can draw on here. Let's see. Okay, here's my 1/3. Some awesome coloring. Here is my 1/3. And now I'm going to color in 2/3. 1/3. And here's my other third. So do you see anything going on here? They are equal. They are equal. So yeah, so that these are the same thing. Okay, here's the next one. 1/4 and 1/2. 1/4. Here is my 4th. So I am going to color in my 1/4. There it is. And now I'm going to color in my 1/2. Not the best, but you know what I'm trying to do. Just looking at this, is 1/4 greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2? And if you see here, we already know that our 1/2 is greater than. Okay, so let me erase. Okay, moving on to the next one. 1/4. So we only shade in, I'm going to make it thicker. We only shade in 1/4 up here. And this one we're going to shade in. Okay. Changing that. Here's my 1/4. And then the next one is 1/3. Shade in your 1/3. And which one is greater than? I did kind of go over right here a little bit. I don't think I can erase. I think it deletes the whole thing. Yeah. So by looking at that, looking at that, which one is greater? It's going to be our 1/3. Remember that. 1/3. The more people show up at the party, the less food you get to eat all to yourself. Okay. 1/4, 1/8. Look at our 4th here. This is one piece, one piece, one piece, one piece of our 4th. So we shade in. Shade in 1/4. And then we shade in 1/8. And which one is bigger? Our 1/4. We have 4 people that are going to eat this pizza. That's how pizza. Cake, that's how much you're going to eat. Now we got 8 people, so now our pieces get smaller. So that's how that works. So 1/4 is greater than 1/8. Okay, let me delete. Okay. Okay, here's the next one. Let's look again. Now we got 2 8s here instead of 1/8. So we do the 1/4. 1/4. I shade in 1/4. There's my 1/4. Then 2/8. So I'm shading in 1, and then I'm shading in another 1. And what do you see happen? Look and see. Are they the same? Yes, they are. So 1/4 and 2/8 are equal, so we do equal. Okay. Let me just delete all this. Okay. Now I move on to fluency. Okay. So representation fractions. So we're going to represent 1/2 using a strip diagram and a number line. So here's our strip diagram, and here's our number line. Where would we put 1/2 on here? Right there in the middle. So in our strip diagram, we're folding it in half, the paper in half, and once we fold it, that's where we go. We shade in 1 out of the 2. That's where we get the 1/2. 1 out of the 2 are shaded. Then in a number line, we need to know, this is when we start talking, I told you we're going to start doing fractions. There are numbers that go in between our whole numbers, our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. There are other things in the middle of it, and that is a fraction. So from 0 to 1, right in the center goes our 1/2. Then we have 3/4. So what are we going to do with this strip diagram? We are going to divide it into 4 pieces. We're doing the same thing on the number line. So wherever we draw the lines here, we're going to also draw them in the same spot on our number line, just like this. So we have our 0 all the way to 1, and then we make our little pieces to make 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So where we put the line, we go down on the number line. That's 1, 2, 3, and this one's actually 4. We can do this. Let me see if it lets, no, I gotta do it in, hold on. I'm probably gonna have to do it in writing, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna be the best looking thing in the world because I'm having to use this. 1 also equals 4 over 4. That is the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 4 equals 1. 7 over 7 equals 1. 10 over 10 equals 1. Whatever the numerator and denominator are the same number, it's going to equal whole. So that is what 3/4 looks like. Let me erase my little doop. Here is 7/8. So we look at the 8. I got to divide this strip into 8 pieces. Wherever I draw the pieces, I just keep doing the lines going down. So here it is. So what I mean by when your lines keep going, let's see. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is my line. Just go down. There's my 1. Go down. There's my 2. Go down. There's my 3. Go down. 4, 5, 6, 7, crooked, and 8. So 1 is going to represent 8. It's not going to be the best. Over 8. That's the same thing. And that is how we do our strip diagram and our number line. Okay, and remember, all of this is between 0 and 1. So all of these fractions are between 0 to 1. Can you imagine what's between 1 and 2, 3 and 4? There's a lot of fractions in between. Okay, let me delete all this before I move on to the next thing. Here's 5 over 6. So here we're going to do 6 lines. They're going to go all the way down, and then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because 6 over 6 represents 1. So this is also 6 over 6. So there you go. So we only shade in 5. We shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the number line, this, if they ask where's 5, 6, this is where you would put your dot. Remember we did it last week where I said, okay, with your finger, where do you think that's going to land? This is when we're starting to use it. Okay. 2/3. Again, we're going to divide this into 3 pieces. Then we count 1, 2, and that's going to be our 2/3. So that's where 2/3 goes. We cover 1, 2, 2 out of 3 pieces are shaded in. And then on our 0 to 1, we're going to do our 1, 2. This is 3 over 3, which also equals 1. 5/8. Our strip diagram, 8 pieces. When we do our 8 pieces, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 need to be shaded. Shade in my 5, 6, 7. This is 8 over 8. 8 over 8 equals 1. When you are doing this on your own, make sure, and it's going to be hard, it's not going to be easy, but try to make your cuts kind of as even as possible, okay? They're not going to be perfect, but just try to make them as equal as possible. Okay, 1/3. So we're cutting this into 3 pieces, and the first one is going to get shaded in. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is 3 over 3. And we're shading in just the first one. That's our 1/3. 3, 6. Cut this into 6 pieces. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3. That's where we're going to shade in. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6 is our whole. That's why we put a 1 there. Okay, now with your workbook, go to page 43. 43 your workbook. Remember, at any time that you need to pause this, you can pause it. You have that opportunity to pause. So it's in your workbook, page 43. So this is our application problem. I'm waiting for you to get to your page. While you're waiting, Chloe's gonna just make sure you're doing what you need to be doing. Oh, she's a heavy dog. Is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, Chloe? Yes, she said yes. Okay. All right. Each wood lily flower has 6 petals. Complete the table to show the relationship between the number of flowers and the number of petals. Okay. So on your paper at the bottom, you have more space than I do on mine. But I am going to try to do my best on this page. So let's pretend we have 6 flowers. And in each flower we have how many petals? 6 petals. So I'm just going to draw 1. Oops, you did not see that. Ah! Hold on. Hold on. It got ahead of me. There we go. Okay. Where was I? I was going to draw a flower. And I'm doing my best because I'm using a mouse. That's how I'm drawing. Okay. We're going to try to do 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay, we did it. Okay. So here's one flower, has 6 petals. If we had 2, I wish I could copy, and I probably can. I just don't know how to do it on here. And I don't have time to play with it. Take it back. Okay. If I have 2 of these, how many petals do I have now? We have 6. Let's count. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here we would put 12. If we had 3 flowers and we have 6 more petals to count, how many do we have now? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put 18 here. Whatever I do, you do. You're writing this on your book. You can draw the flowers at the bottom. I don't have time to do all of them, but draw your 6 flowers as we're doing this together. You should already have 3 flowers. We're moving on to flower number 4. If we have 4 flowers, we have 18 petals, but now we have 4. Now we're going to have to count 6 more. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I put 24. Do you see a pattern? Are you seeing a pattern here? Go on and do the last 2. I am going to give you 2 minutes to do the last 2. I'm starting my timer. If you finish faster than me, that's good. But I'm giving you 2 minutes to finish that. Make sure you're drawing your flowers at the bottom. And if you do finish it all, then tell me what pattern are you seeing. Taking a little break. So you have 1 minute and 39 seconds to do that. Got less than a minute. Thirty seconds. Again, if you're finished before the timer goes off, that's fine. Giving you enough time to try to finish answering this. Oh, okay. So if you answered correctly for this one, you should have a 30. And for this last one, you should have a 36. What pattern do you see? If you notice that we're multiplying by 6's, you're correct. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. So we were multiplying by 6. Very good. Okay. And there are the answers. Okay. Now moving on to concept development, we're going to look at input and output. I know it is recent. We just started talking about this yesterday, but using what we just did with the flowers and the petals, what would our input and output be? If we had our little input and output, what number would we have in the middle? If you remember how we did it, the number in the middle would have been a 6 because we were bringing in the 6 and out comes the answers to the other side. So here we go. In is the flower times 6. That's how many petals. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. So remember our input or output. We need to have that rule inside. What was our rule? We were multiplying by 6. Everything has to be the same. We cannot change that number on the inside. For everything we're doing, we have to multiply by 6. So here we are looking at our input and our output. So our input, 1. Our output is 9. So start thinking, what can it be? If we're putting in 1, it's coming out 9. What can the rule be? We have a 2. Our output is 10. Okay, so what could be our rule? In this input-output table, what rule can be used to the input to get the output? Okay, so are we adding? Are we subtracting? Now we got to start thinking about multiplying. Multiplying could be an option too. So what can the rule be? The rule is add 8 to the input. So 1 plus 8 is 9. 2 plus 8 is 10. So then 3 plus 8 equals, what should our output be? 11. Then with 4 plus 8 is going to equal 12. And 5, so sorry, it's going to, sometimes not going to be the same. 11 plus 8 is going to equal, and if you don't know, you have your 100 chart. Use your 100 chart. It's going to equal 19. So our rule was we added everything by 8. What rule can we use with 18 to get 9? What's the expression? Remember expression. So we have 18. We got 18. We're putting it in. It's coming out as 9. What do you think the answer is going to be? What do you think our rule is? Minus 9. But we got to make sure that everything is minus 9. We can't just say, okay, it's not minus 9 and we're done. Don't ever do that. You got to keep making sure that everything is going to have that rule that everything is subtracted by 9. If not, it's not going to work. So that's right. 18 minus 9 is 9. So let's see if we're going to continue this. 16 minus 9 is 8. Check your 100 chart. You have it in your bucket. See if this is correct. Okay, let's see if it's correct. Nope. 16 minus 9 is not 8. So guess what? That's not our rule. That is not our rule. So we go back. Oh, look what we got here. We got division. Again, if you don't remember how to do division, it's backwards multiplication. So if you don't know what 18 divided by 2 is, let's do it the other way. What's 9 times 2? 9 times 2 is 18. So let's now do this. We're going to bring this divided by 2 down here. This one's correct. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Well, if you don't know, remember your division, let's do multiplication backwards. What is 8 times 2? If you remember that 8 times 2 equals, and look at my wall, on my wall, it has it on there too. You can use that. It is 16. So guess what? Our rule might be divided by 2. So let's see the 7. 7 times 2. I'm going backwards for you in case you don't know what your division looks like. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Is 7 times 2 14? Yes, it is. So we already have 3. They're all correct. So let's keep on going. 6 times 2 equals 12. Yes. 5 times 2 equals 10. Yes. They're correct. So the rule is we're dividing the input by 2. That is our rule. Why does the rule subtract 9? Why does the rule subtract 9 from the input not describe the relationship between the input and output? So when we first started with we subtracted by 9. Why didn't we just stop there? because we had to make sure everything is right. The rule has to be the same for everyone. And when we got to this part, it wasn't. So we couldn't do that. We had to figure something else out. So this is another way of doing input and output. What rule can we use with the input to put? Let me say that again. What rule can we use with the input to get the output? Okay, so we have 59 is our input. So we're putting in 59 in the box. Out comes 44. So what can the rule be? Are we adding? Are we subtracting? First of all, the number is getting what? It went from 59 to 44. So what happened to the number? It went down. So what happens when we do that? Are we adding or subtracting? We're subtracting. So that means the number is going down. So I would say we're probably subtracting a number from there to equal 44. Okay, so it's telling us we're subtracting by 15. So 59 minus 15 equals 44. Double check on your 100 chart. As you're doing that, I got to do something real quick. If you want to continue and see if that's correct for the next one, go ahead and do so. I got to go do something real quick. Okay, so hopefully you checked and that was correct, and that you went ahead and you maybe you continued. If not, you were waiting for me. But okay, sorry. I'm making dinner for my kids as I'm doing this. So okay, so 58 minus 15 is 43 is looking like it's working. See our number. 59, 58, 57. Maybe this is 56. Maybe this is 55. Let's look at our numbers at the bottom. 44, 43. Maybe this is 42. Oops. This would be 41. Something's not working here. So 57 minus 15 is going to equal 42. So what do you think we're going to do here? If we don't know the number up here, what are we going to do? Are we going to subtract 15 or are we going to add 15? We need the number to be bigger because all of these numbers are bigger. All these numbers are smaller. We're actually going to add 15. So when we add 15, we're going to get 47. And the reason why you're probably saying, wait, but it's not in an order. Sometimes it's not going to be in an order, and that's how they're going to do it on the STAR test. So if you ever see like, oh, okay, I don't need to keep going. This is 59, 58, 57, 56, 55. And you're going to then realize, wait, you're going to miss some steps. That's when they want to see if you're paying attention. So make sure that you don't miss those steps, or you don't think that, oh, I already know what it is. Just work it out. So we have 22. So we already know we're going to add 15. Once we add 15 to it, we're going to get 47. See how? Okay, one of those is not right. Which one of those is not right? This one or this one? Which one is wrong? Because one of those is not right. Yeah, it's the 22. The 22 plus 15 is 37. So this is an error. You found it. Good job. I'm just going to quickly just put the 3 there. 37. Yeah, that's our trick for the day that's trying to trick us. Okay. Okay, now it's time for your problem set. You have, this is on page 45 in your book. Go to page 45 in your book. Let's look at our must-dos. You must do 1, 2, 3A, and number 4. You may do 3BC, 5AB. And your challenge, if you do it, remember, you get extra points, is your 5C. Again, your problem set is on page 45. Please take your time on this. If you finish all the must-dos and still have time on the timer, go to the may-dos. If you finish the may-dos and you still have 1 more minute, try to at least work out the challenge. Try to do all 10 of them. But these are the ones I'm really going to look at, okay? Again, page 45. I am going to start the timer. Making sure you're paying attention before I hit the timer. Remember, this is something you don't have to pause. I'm going to let the timer run. You're being timed on it. Do not pause. Or if not, you're going to have extra 10 minutes to do. So, okay, here's the timer and start. Work your problems out. If you're still paying attention right now, keep working, but just listen. I am going to post something on Google Classroom in a little bit. This is going to let me know who was paying attention right now and didn't pause this or fast forward it. I am eating a red grape right now. Okay? So on Google Classroom, I'm going to post something a little bit, and it's going to be, what was Mrs. Rodriguez eating during the Zoom? And your answer is going to be red grapes. Okay? Don't tell anyone. Do not tell anyone. This is between you and me. You're going to get extra tallies for this. So you don't want to tell anybody. But this is going to let me know who was paying attention to this as you're working. And hopefully you have your headphones on so nobody hears me telling this. Red grapes, okay? And I'm only going to have the Google Classroom open until it's time for you to switch for another class. So try to, as soon as you're done with your work, get on Google Classroom and answer it. I'm not going to tell the sub that you need to get on Google Classroom. This is between you and me right now because you're working on this quietly. And sorry I'm interrupting you too. 7 minutes left. 7 minutes. Red grapes. Red grapes. Well, I think I said red apples. Red grapes. Red grapes. A little bit over 5 minutes. Five more minutes. If you are done with this, you are not tearing this out. You're not giving this to the sub. The only thing you're giving to the sub today is your exit ticket. That is it. So do not tear this out. That's another thing I'm going to know that you were listening to this, that you do not tear this out of your workbook. I will get it. I will take it out of your workbook later. Do not tear it out. If you are done with this, you just take a little break for whatever minutes are left over before I continue. We only got to do our debrief and our exit ticket, and you're done. 4 more minutes. Three minutes. 3 minutes. Let me close my door because my son's being loud. Almost done. Almost done. Two minutes. 2 minutes. One minute, 22 seconds. Almost done. 50 seconds. Twenty-seven seconds. Sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Okay, we are moving on. Chloe's getting mad. Why are you getting mad, Chloe? She's not happy right now. Okay, moving on to our student debrief. So, without having an expression column in the table, how was thinking about an expression helpful when completing an input and output table? So, without having an expression column. So, sorry, my dog is barking because there's a dog barking outside. So again, without having an expression column in the tables, how was thinking about an expression helpful when completing an input and output table? Remember, you can always make your own expression table or column. It helps you out, especially when you're trying to figure out what is the rule for the input and the output. Okay. And last but not least, our exit ticket. Today's exit ticket will not be timed. You can work on it as long as you want. Our exit ticket is on page 49. It says right here, no timer today, just turn in when done. Yes, this one you do have to tear out and turn in. Please make sure to put your name on your paper because I am going to give you a grade for this. And if I don't know who it belongs to, I can't give you a grade. Okay, write the rule that describes the relationship between the input and the output values shown in the table. Complete the table. Down here at the bottom, you got to tell me what the rule is. So here are the inputs. This is what's going in. This is what's coming out. What is the rule? You have 3 ways to figure it out before you need to complete the last 3. So what is the rule? Take your time. This is not going to be on a timer. As soon as you're done, put your name on it, give it to the sub, and that is all we have to do today for math. I am going to have a couple of things that she is going to have you do afterwards, including this right here. You are going to get I'm going to say coloring page, but each paper or each little square, you got to color it a certain color. Use my color pencils, but please return my color pencils. Morning class, my morning class. Before y'all switch to Mr. C, please make sure that you put everything back in the containers nice and clean. And my afternoon class, Mr. C's group, at the end of the day, please pick up the containers, put everything back in the containers. And Gabriel is picking up the badges. I will let the sub know that Gabriel's picking up the badges today. This is what you guys will be working on. Make it look nice and pretty. So if it tells you to color in this square purple, color it purple. Don't just zigzag, because it's going to make a picture. And I am going to be putting these outside of my room next month when we're closer to spooky season. But anyway, that is it. I hope this is recording. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Remember, if I do show up to work tomorrow, they have done surgery on one of my teeth, so I may be swollen. It may hurt. Maybe I'll feel good. I won't know. But if I don't show up, I'm sorry. I don't think I'll be able to make another video because I probably won't be able to talk. But I am trying to for sure be there on Thursday. We do have a test on all of this on Friday. Chloe wants to say bye. No? You want to look up instead? Okay. So I will see you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna stop. Ah, don't you lick me. I do not like dogs licking me. All right, now say bye. Say bye, Chloe. And for the ones that were listening, you know what to do after this. I'm not gonna say anything. It's between you and me if you're paying attention. Don't tell your friends if you know. Don't tell them. Okay.